Hey guys, it's Kevin. I'm here at work today. It's actually, so we're not working yet, but it's early in the morning before we get started, and I wanted to do a little review on this mini excavator. It's a JCB. Uh, that's the name of the machine. We've had this machine for about 3 years now. And I've been pretty much the only one. There's only been a handful of times this machine's been out and I haven't run it or operated it. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this machine. If you're wanting to buy one, I'll give you my opinion on this machine. So we'll do a little walk around on it, and we've had a little problem just here recently with it. We blew a hose on it. So I'm going to show you what we had to do to get the hose replaced on this thing. So do a little walk around on this machine. It has a articulating bucket. This bucket will go 90 degrees up one way and 90 degrees up the other way. When we use that, it's called a grade-all bucket, and that's used to do the sides of the roads when you're putting ditches in. Now, we have had I sheared off one of these pins. This in here. I sheared this whole pin off one time. It snapped it clean out of there. I don't know how I did it, but it did it. Okay, and here's what we had to do to get just the hose out of here. These machines are not made to be worked on unless you have a professional. We needed to change this hose, right? I don't know if you can see it. It's clear back in there. There's a little hose going up in there. In order to change that hose, we had to actually pretty much tear the whole machine apart. This piece here, we had to take the radiator out, the radiator coolant for the oil, the hydraulic system, and the motor. This plate here had to come out. This big thing here, it's just hanging here. We got it hooked up with a bungee cord. We had to take the weight off the back, which is right over here. We had to take that off. Both hoods. As you can see, it was a lot of work. Now, the hose actually came up here, over in that far corner. It was right down in there. So, it was a lot of work. The seat had to come out. The seat had to come out. This is the machine. When we bought this machine, it probably wasn't a few months, and we had problems with the starter. It was blowing fuses. So they come in and they worked on the starter, and after they had got done working on the starter and they got the fuses to stop blowing, then we had problems. They did something in there, and we started having problems with the throttle cable. And the throttle cable was melting. It got so hot inside the compartment that the throttle cable melted. So we didn't know that they actually did this when they was messing with the starter, but they moved some of the wires around in there, and the throttle cable, they moved them around a little bit, and they got hot and they melted. Even some of the wiring harness melted in it, and the throttle cable so we replaced it. Not knowing that that was what was happening, it melted the throttle cable again. So we called them up, and they did come out and put some kind of a fire retardant, it's a silver stuff, not sure what it's called, but anyhow, it did solve the problem. But we went through a couple throttle cables on it and some wiring there. And then after that, the air conditioner, we started having trouble with the air conditioner on it. Now mind you, this thing's only 3 years old, and it only has about, I don't believe it has 2,000 hours on it. So for me to tell you to buy this machine, I personally wouldn't buy this machine. No, I wouldn't have nothing to do with this. I think I would either I would look at probably cat. I think maybe a cat or a John Deere or something like that. Or you know, I don't think I would waste my money on buying something like this. I think even if you paid a little more money, you'd be better off. Put it to you that way. Is to spend the extra money and buy a better machine. Don't buy this machine here. I'm telling you, because we've had quite a bit of trouble with it. And it's not like a bunch of different operators are in the machine. I'm in the machine. I'm running the machine, and this machine is actually, outside of this machine, is in really good shape. So I'm going to say, you know, it's not me that's tearing this machine up. This machine just, hey, we've even found bolts gone out of this machine. We found bolts in the bottom of the, and where the motor compartment is, just laying in the bottom. We're not tightening. I mean, we didn't put the thing together, but bolts are just laying all over the place in it. And even when we first bought it, we found bolts underneath the seat when we had to pull the seat out because we was having problems with it. It's like maybe it was built on Monday or Friday. You know how they say nothing's ever built good on Monday or Friday. This machine possibly was built on one of them days because, hey, they didn't check a lot of the bolts. You know, there's a lot of stuff that went wrong with this machine. So my review is not going to be good on this machine. So you take it for what it's worth, and if you want to buy one of these, good luck. Yeah, it's hard to get even through some hard ground with it. So the hydraulics are not really as strong as, say, the other machines that you're going to look at. So you might get a better price on this machine, but look at the long run on how's the machine going to perform, and how much money you're going to put out for this machine versus the other one. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more. You're going to pay a little more for another machine, but I think you're going to find out that you're going to make a better choice. Stick with Cat or John Deere or something here. We've actually ordered parts for this machine, and the parts we had to order from Germany or something. I mean, it's like, and some of them you gotta wait a long time to get them, so it's not something they have a lot of parts on stock in the United States. My boss told me there's not a lot on YouTube about the JCB, so I thought I'd post this video to maybe help somebody out. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope it helped somebody out. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. Till next time.